What is going on, everyone? Welcome back on Blockgems. Today we're going to talk about Decentraland, and specifically we're going to discuss about a tool that might help us identify good opportunities when it comes to Decentraland led NFT tokens. But before we jump into the content, guys, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. If you are interested into exclusive dashboards, special data-driven insights when it comes to NFTs, Blockgems is the channel to be subscribed to. So thank you very much for your support, guys. And now let's jump right in. So if you're not familiar with Decentraland, Decentraland is actually one of the very first dApps that appeared in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. And it is a sort of OG project when it comes to NFTs and the decentralized internet to begin with. So it is a game where you can enter with an avatar. As long as you have a MetaMask account, you can enter and make transactions and interact with other users, and also everything that you can wear. So all these wearables, all these paraphernalias are actual NFTs, but also the land that you're on is an NFT. The land is divided in over 90,000 NFTs, if I'm not mistaken, 90,000 parcels. Some of them are grouped into larger estates, but in general, all these parcels are NFTs. And so we're going to discuss now a tool that might help us identify good deals. So I was on the lookout for a tool that might help me identify something that was underpriced. And what I found out is that NFT BANK has specifically something like this. So it is a tool that allows you to get an estimate for a Decentraland parcel. Basically, what you can do is that you can enter the coordinate for a token, but you can also look at the so-called deal of the day. So what it does here is that it tells you, look, this is the estimated price for this given parcel of land, and our model, our internal model with our secret sauce, is estimating the price, the value of this parcel at $4,800, and the listing price is below that. So we consider this underpriced, which basically it would mean that this is a good deal for the buyer in case he wanted to buy. Now, does it mean we have to trust this model? Of course not, or at least not just because it says here, right? And by the way, none of this is investment advice, but also in general, we should always investigate, we should always research all the other reasons to invest into something and not just trust a single model. So one thing that I wanted to do was to investigate a little bit better what this model was doing. And the first thing that I did was to, look at the Decentraland marketplace. So this is actually an OpenSea, but anyways, anywhere where the tokens are sold and bought, and see, how can I look at what the model is telling me? I could compare the ask price for all the listings that occurred, for instance, in the past 60 days. So all the people that listed tokens, parcels of Decentraland in the last 60 days for a given ask price, and compare this ask price with what the model is estimating, and see how these distributions compare. Let me show you graphically what I did. So I decided to look at the land listings in the past 60 days. So these are listings that occurred both in the Decentraland marketplace and also in OpenSea. And I'm comparing the distribution between the listing prices and the estimated prices. And what I find out here, I said, this looks weird. This is very different from what I expected. People are putting up ask prices that are very spread out and can be very, very, very expensive compared to what the model is estimating at. So I thought, is the model lowballing all the time? Is the model saying that the estimated value of a given token is lower than it actually is? Because there are users that are putting up for sale stuff at much higher prices. So I said, is this how I should look at things? And the reality is that the ask prices in the NFT world are the chatter, are not the real conversation. The real conversation is the transaction price. Why? Because every time you see people posting, like listing NFTs for 1 million, 2 millions, 3 millions, 10 millions, but then they receive an offer, for instance, at 10K, and they say, actually, I wasn't even expecting to receive that much money for this NFT. I'll take the money. So what they will list it for is very different from the price point that they will transact at. And this is why, specifically, I wanted to run another visualization, specifically this one. So I decided to look at the land transactions in the past 60 days on the market. So basically, I'm looking at all the transactions that occurred in the past 60 days when it comes to parcels of land. And I'm comparing the price at which they transacted versus the estimated price for all the tokens that were object of these transactions. So for instance, there were 100 tokens that were sold, that were actually sold in the past 60 days. I look up all the estimated prices for exactly these 100 tokens and see how they compare with, how the distribution compares with the actual prices and with the estimated value. So we see here that the distribution is much more sane. So first of all, the shape of distribution is similar. The estimated value, the estimated prices are slightly more compact. So it is not as spread out and it's not as steep, but more or less is rather compact. So it's rather accurate. So this is already a very good indication that at least the model is somewhat sane. Now, does it mean that the model will tell us the truth? No, it doesn't. And again, none of this is investment advice, but it does tell us that when it comes to understanding at which price point the market probably will transact for a given token, the model doesn't do too shabby of a job. It doesn't perform too bad in understanding this. So this is a very good indication. And another thing that I wanted to do, I said, okay, maybe we can look at the data in a different way and look at data point by data point. So what I did was to plot everything on a map. And by the way, all these charts will be available to you for free, absolutely for free. I will put the links in the description below. And you will be able to play around with this data and understand what is going on, zoom in, zoom out. And the reason why I wanted to create this dashboard is because, for instance, you can say, okay, this one was estimated at 7,500 more or less, and it was purchased at 7,400 with a price difference in percentage points, so PC stands for percentum, of minus roughly 2%. So the buyer got it at a 2% discount compared to what the model has estimated it should be valued at, it should be priced at. Does it mean that it's a good deal in general to begin with? No, we don't know. It just means that the market transacted at a discount compared to what the model predicts as a fair value. But there are other cases where the model is estimating a price of 5,600 and yet the market transacted at 12,000. So the model and the market have completely different opinions on the value of that token. So something to keep in mind if you want to invest in the space. Now, another thing that is super interesting is that you could say, okay, let me zoom in into this area. There are all these plots of land that are more or less close to roads, and I see that, I don't know, I'm completely inventing here, but I see that all the plots of land that are close to the roads tend to be priced rather accurately and also purchased at a similar price to what the model is estimating. So this could be one speculation. One could say, if I buy something that is close to the road at a discount, that could be a good deal. This is just a speculation. Doesn't mean you have to do that. And maybe this could be the way I will reason. And this is also for me to understand the data better. So this is one of the things that I wanted to do. But there is also another visualization that I want to offer you guys. And I will put the link in the description. And it relates to one of the sort of deficiencies that OpenSea has. If I look on Decentraland asking for more information on the sales, typically, and you will notice this for other collections, you have a chart here that tells you how the price has been performing, the average transaction has been performing during the last, 90 days or 60 days, I can't remember. Here we don't have that chart. Here we don't have the volume charts, we don't have anything, no information that might tell us the floor is moving up or down, or the average transaction is moving up or down. And so I wanted to provide something that at least went somewhat in that direction. And this is something that I prepared for you. So look at the land transactions. So these are parcels, not also estates, just parcels, transactions in the last 90 days. And what I found out here is that the floor has been stable for 3 months at least. There is a slight increase in the floor price, but it is very, very modest. And there is basically no trend. It's just very, very stable. Even the average transaction price is super stable. So there is not much that is going on for Decentraland. So if you were thinking about investing in the space, you don't have to, you're not in a hurry, right? You can really look at the right deal for you, or what could be the right purchase for you, investigate what could be a good deal, wait for a good deal. And in general, nothing in this visualization is pointing to a price action that makes me FOMO into this project. However, this is one of the OG projects when it comes to Web3, when it comes to decentralized applications, and also when it comes to gaming. So it's something that I want to closely take a look at in the upcoming weeks. With that, guys, I hope that this video helped you with your researches in the NFT space. And if that is the case, if that was the case, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Thank you very much, guys, and see you in the next video.